What's up, everybody? Welcome to the next video in our Quick Start course. Today, we are going to be talking about copyrights. That is right. We have a quick word from our internet lawyer here. We got to talk a little bit about what you can and can't do with your phrases. Now, it's not that hard, and we'll get through this pretty quick, so just bear with me. First of all, a few things to keep in mind. Quotes and symbols from movies, music, and other material are typically copyrighted and trademarked, which means they're off limits. So you can't use a quote from a movie or lyrics from music verbatim because that's typically copyrighted and trademarked. That means they're off limits. In addition, you can't use symbols from movies either. So you can't use characters from movies like Star Wars or Disney films, things like that. So here are a few examples of some things you cannot do. Don't put Disney characters on your designs. You can't put the Frozen princess or Cinderella or Beauty and the Beast on your design. Don't do it. Those are copyrighted symbols and characters, and that's a good way to find yourself in a lawsuit. Don't quote popular songs verbatim. There's a lot of catchy lyrics out there, a lot of catchy tunes. They kind of rhyme to make amazing quotes for some of our designs. In fact, we've seen some used before, like "God bless the broken road that led me straight to you." That is a copyrighted piece of lyric, and you cannot use that in your designs. And finally, don't create mock-ups with celebrities holding your products. If you're on the internet for any length of time, you're going to see this. You're going to see where people have taken a celebrity that's holding up something and they've photoshopped in their product. Don't do that to try to push your product. All of these things violate trademark and copyright infringement laws. That means they're illegal and you could potentially be sued. Now, let's talk about one more thing, and then we'll talk about what you can do. So there's also an unspoken code of honor in the print-on-demand community. You should never carbon copy someone else's exact design and phrase and use it. So never carbon copy what somebody else has made. If you're on the internet, you're a digital marketer, you're looking for new ideas and inspiration, you may see a design come up and you can tell that it's sold really well by looking at the reactions, comments, things like that on Facebook. And it can feel very tempting to want to just carbon copy that and run it yourself. Do not do this. There is an unspoken code of honor in the print-on-demand community that you never, ever do this to another seller. Beyond that, though, usually it won't work anyways. Typically, Facebook has already given their algorithm preference to that individual's design. And if you just carbon copy it, usually you're not going to be able to go anywhere anyway, because they are already getting the attention, the weight from the algorithm from Facebook, and yours will not get any airtime at all. Now, if you do decide to do this, despite this warning, if somebody reports to ShineOn that your design is carbon copied, we're going to have to go investigate. And if we can prove that your design was copied, we'll have to take down your listing. We're required to do that. We have to honor our sellers. We have to honor those who are doing it the right way. I'm sure you understand you're going to want this as well. So we have to remove the listing if it proves to be something that was carbon copied from another seller. And then finally, it's just bad form. I mean, if you do this and you're discovered and you get found out in the community, you will be shunned by the community. Again, this is an unspoken code of honor in the print-on-demand space. Do not violate it at all. All right, now I got some of that stuff out of the way. Let's talk about what you can do, because there's still tons and tons and tons of room to play in this space. Again, I've been a top seller for multiple years running. I've done multiple millions in print on demand. I know a ton of people that have done multiple millions in print on demand. They're still doing it today. There is a ton of room in this space to grow and expand and keep coming up with new designs that sell super well. So let's talk a little bit about what you can do. You can alter phrases, you can alter lyrics, and you can alter poems just a bit so that they're not so like the original. You can alter them just a bit so that they're not so like the original and then escape some of those copyright and infringement laws. Now listen, I can't tell you how much to alter it. I'm not going to know exactly where that line is. You are going to have to go find a lawyer if you think you're in dicey territory. My advice to you would be change it enough that when you read your new one, you're not immediately reminded of the original. If you can change it enough that it doesn't represent in memory the original, you're probably good. But I'm not a lawyer. That's not legal advice. You're going to need to consult with a lawyer if you really think you're on the line here. But you can alter phrases, you can alter lyrics, and you can alter poems just a bit so that they're not so like the original. Another way of saying this is you're just taking inspiration from phrases, lyrics, and poems that are already popular, copyrighted, and infringed. You're just taking inspiration from them and you're creating something that's your own. Another thing you can do is you can mix and mash to create new phrases. So I talked about Franken phrases in a previous video. This is something you can do to mix and mash phrases. You can take maybe a special word from a piece of lyric and then combine that with a phrase that you found kind of in a poem that's got your own spin on it, and then kind of tie that off with something you found that's already popular and circulating everywhere on the internet. You can kind of do that where you kind of weave around and get different sources of inspiration and create something entirely brand new. You can absolutely do that. We call it Franken phrases, and I taught about that in a previous quick start video. Another thing you can do is you can alter the design and phrase so they're not so like the original. So if you're scrolling through Facebook and you see something come up in your feed that's another ShineOn design or what have you, and you really, really want to try it, use it as inspiration. Alter the design, alter the phrase so it's not so much like the original, but still kind of captures the essence of the original. That's totally fair game. You can take that, alter it, make it your own, and then test that. Some phrases are not copyrighted or trademarked, and you can use these as you wish. Now, I'm not going to be able to tell you how to identify those step by step or anything like that. Just know if you're out there on the internet and you're seeing phrases, the same phrase all over the place, it's on wall art, it's on T-shirts, it's on jewelry, it's over here, it's over there, it's altered in some cases. Typically, those phrases are just out in the public domain and people are using them as they wish, and you can use those too. Now, again, I can't identify exactly which phrases those are. You're going to have to do your own research. However, usually you can just grab those and kind of use them as you wish. And finally, there's still just tons and tons and tons of opportunity. And the best selling phrases every year are typically new ones that we've never seen before. And this is true. I see this year after year after year that typically the best selling phrases every single year, the ones that really go viral, are phrases that are new and that we've never seen before. So use the tactics I've taught here, where you take things, you mix and match, you use your Franken phrases, you're using things for inspiration, you're kind of putting your own spin on things, creating your own designs, going with what moves you emotionally, and that will help you find winning phrases. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for watching this quick start video. I hope you found this helpful, and we'll see you in the next one.